What is going on, everybody? This is Tyler from Haunt Central, and today we're going to be going through the 19 props in stores for Spirit Halloween for the 2021 season. But before we jump into it, I just want to say that these are the excerpts from the demo videos, the official demo videos for the 2021 Haunt build. So I put a lot of time and effort into these videos as well. So if you could go watch those, I'd really appreciate it. And the Haunt this year turned out really good. I'll have a full tour coming out soon. But anyways, guys, back to this video. We have 19 to go through here, so it's going to be a long one, but I put a lot of effort into it. So I hope you enjoy. So sit back, grab some snacks, and enjoy, because here we go. And coming in at number 19 is one that many of you may disagree and argue on, but that is Beetlejuice. I know he has many fans out there of the musical and movie, but I, for one, am not a fan at all. I think he's cool for anyone who is doing a Beetlejuice type theme after the movie. He's just not for me, and in my opinion, was a huge waste of a spot in stores. Again, that's just my opinion, but had he been more detailed and the price was lower, maybe I would have liked him a little more, but overall, I'm not a huge fan. I will say, though, where I'll give credit where it's due, that I have not seen the movies or the musical, so I cannot blame anyone on that, and I do blame myself for not watching those, so maybe I'll watch them in the future, but as of right now, not a big fan of this prop, and sorry to those of you that like him, but not a big fan. Another one that many of you will disagree on is coming in at number 18, that being Shorty. Now, personally, I will say I have never seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space, just like Beetlejuice, so maybe if I watched it, I would like him a bit more, but similar to Beetlejuice, he's just not doing it for me. Perhaps I would like him a bit more if they actually made him short, as he is led on to be. However, he is pretty low on my list, and I do have many mixed feelings towards him. Now, I haven't seen him in stores yet, so I may change my opinion a little more. Once I see him in stores, he is one of the last few I have yet to see. But as of now, not really a big fan of him. Not sure why they made him so tall. I've heard a lot of people say that, but he doesn't seem to be too much of a shorty, so that's another aspect, but overall, I'm not liking this one too much either. Coming in at number 17 is Scream or Ghostface. When I saw this guy in the Graveyard Shift trailer, I thought he was a really good idea and an actual good reskin from the Hauntress. Now, many of you know my feeling towards reskins, but this one, let me emphasize, I was a fan of it. However, after seeing people's videos of him in store, he does not make much sense to me, and the question comes to mind as why he is as tall as, say, a 6-year-old or a kindergartner. He crosses my screen. Every time he crosses my screen, that's what comes to mind every time I watch a video of him. So, not sure really why they did that, but therefore not really a fan. Coming in at number 16 is W. Wraith. Not sure exactly what the name means, especially with the W, so if anyone has any idea, please feel free to comment below. However, I am not a big fan of this guy at all. He is very generic and boring to me. Had he been online only, I would have gotten it a little more, but for him to be in stores was a huge surprise, to say the least. Thankfully, he is just a placeholder and not in the actual themes this year, so he basically takes the place for animatronics that haven't came in stock yet, similar to how Little Daisy and the Maestro and other props like Krampus did last year, but this one, I think, was a huge letdown. It's very generic, and I'm surprised it is exclusive. This seems more of like a Halloween Express or online animatronic that would be sold. Coming in at number 15 is Nightstalker. Similar to Ghostface, when I saw this guy in the Graveyard Shift trailer, I thought he was going to be very cool, and as some of you may know, Scarecrow props are one of my favorites, as they really set the tone for Halloween and harvesting season. After seeing him in stores, however, I was very disappointed in what we ended up getting, and I do not understand him at all, from how the arms are not attached to how he shakes and laughs hysterically. I tend to think he is a huge nuisance in stores, especially when the volume is turned up high. But all in all, what a letdown, especially since we have not seen a Scarecrow in a couple years, not since Jack Straw in 2019. So this guy was a letdown in my opinion. He has many fans, but in my opinion, not really. Coming in at number 14 is Ophelia and the Ghouls. Similar to ones we just talked about, I expected much more of her than what we got. Now I'm going to share what I personally think they should have done, and that is that they should have hidden the demon behind the girl and made it look innocent, and then revealed the demon slash Reaper with a sudden jump scare. Now that to me would have been very cool and unique. I like the concept of the prop. However, the way that they brought out the concept just doesn't impress or inspire me to get it. And I think that it is a pretty big letdown, similar to other ones we just talked about, and kind of a waste of space in stores. Coming in at number 13 is Headless Jack. Now, he was one that kind of came out of nowhere when Flagship opened and everyone was wondering what he did. And I liked him up until he was revealed to be a static, and to me, that was a letdown. Also, not sure why his name is Headless Jack, as he clearly has a head, or a half a head, I should say, and a massive one. Therefore, not entirely sure where the name idea came from. And also, if you have not noticed, part of the audio is recycled from the Pumpkin Guardian of the Grave from 2015. How many of you remember that guy? Comment below. Anyways, I have never been a fan of recycled audio, therefore not a fan of this guy too much. However, his size is pretty impressive, especially given that he is adjustable, so he may be good to go in the front of your haunt or yard display, wherever you may put him. So not a complete letdown in that aspect, but I did wish he would do a little more like a jump scare, or the head would pop off. And like I said, not entirely sure where they got the name idea from for this guy. Coming in at number 12 is Evelyn Leech. Now, she looked extremely cool in the trailer as well, and her face and Evelyn herself did not let down one bit, but where they definitely goofed up on is on the groom. Now, big question up in the air is why he looks so much like a zombie and cartoonish, like if he is supposed to be imagined as his head is chopped off fresh. Not sure why they decided to do that. However, as I said, the bride is very detailed and impressive, which is what earned it a spot higher up on the list rather than lower. However, which is why I put it, like I said, higher up than lower. However, this was a pretty big letdown, and I expected much more from it, and it looked really cool in the Graveyard Shift trailer, but it really wasn't doing it for me, especially once we got to see it in stores. Now, I have not seen her in stores just yet, so like I said, with Shorty, maybe my opinion will change when I see her in stores, and also not exactly sure why the husband or groom's eyes light up. That kind of just, normally I like the light up eyes, but that kind of just doesn't make much sense here, but pretty big letdown. Coming in at number 11 is the Pennywise City Works Sewer Grade. Now, this is only the second new style Pennywise we have seen from Spirit. However, I do not hate or dislike it. I wish they would have made it completely round like a sewer grade and have made him jump out immediately. He reminds me of the Incinerator from 2015, which I was a huge fan of. However, the same problem remains, that it jumps up too late, and many would have already walked away thinking it was off or broken, especially in stores if the volume was turned down low. But he really is limited of where he can go in your haunt, so you know, he is cool if you're doing like a sewer theme or a clown theme for that aspect, but if you're putting him in a haunt, you're limited of where he can go. We're now past all the ones I dislike and onto the top 10 ones I do like and love. So here we are, guys. We made it, and coming in at number 10 is the Caretaker. Now, I love graveyard props, and this one definitely goes on the list of good ones for me. The face is very detailed, and I love his look. Only complaint is why the tombstone is on his back in the knobby knee-looking things. Not exactly sure why they did that, but other than that, I am a fan of him, and he would go very well with a graveyard theme. Have not seen him in stores yet, and really excited to see him in stores. So overall, a pretty big fan of this guy. Coming in at number 9 is Experiment number 4. Now, many of you know I love any sort of grabbing jump scare prop, and I personally love the idea of this guy. He would go great if you're doing a shipping theme, and you can really blend him in with the crates and or boxes, similar to what Spirit did on the factory floor this year. My only complaint is the red devil looking hand. I really do wish that they gave him a normal human, like bloody hand, or even maybe a zombie hand, as that would have been much cooler and realistic. However, all in all, I like this guy. He would make a fine addition to any haunt, and his price can't be beat. $100 really isn't that bad. Now, I have heard he's kind of cheaply made, so maybe $100 is a little much for him. However, he is kind of like a mini version of Cerberus, or I'm sorry, Incinerator from 2015, so he's pretty cool. I like him, and as I said, jump scare props are always my favorite, and you could blend them in pretty well and scare some people. Coming in at number 8 is Henry Hustle. Believe it or not, he is actually Harriet Hustle's father, which we'll get to in a moment. I love the concept of Henry. However, I wish his head popped up a little faster and better. Most of them I have seen have been very faulty, and in some cases the head did not even pop up all the way. But I'll forgive that, as he is a very unique idea and much different from what we originally thought from the blueprint little teaser that we got. He ended up being much different than everybody predicted. I predicted that he would be like Peekaboo Clown and he would reveal his face after pulling the card away, but I do like this concept better. However, as I said, I do wish his head popped up faster and was a better jump scare. Coming in at number 7 is Harriet Hustle. Now her, I really like. Her price is fair, she has a cool concept, and she is the first female clown we have seen from Spirit. I love her design. I only wish she had a better audio and said creepy stuff, but all in all, I've always been a huge fan of the swinging props, even though they are hard to find a place for, but I really like her. Coming in at number 6 is the one and only Wacky Mo Clown. Seeing Wacky Mo back in stores is amazing and very nostalgic to me, as he was there my first major year at Spirit in the Clown Train, if any of you remember that. Great theme, along with Dead Humor, which he was my first ever prop to own. I love how they did not alter him too much like they did with Uncle Charlie last year, and put this guy in the black light in the back theme. Put this guy in black light. I highly suggest if you buy him, get a black light with him, because he looks absolutely awesome as demonstrated in the back ISC of Spirit. We're now at the top 5, and taking the place at number 5 is Mr. Howell. I absolutely love this guy, and I love werewolf props. We have not seen one in a number of years, and I think he is one of the best ones yet, if not the best one yet. He can fit into any theme you can put him in, especially a wilderness forest theme, and he just overall looks and sounds awesome. He's a little pricey at $300, but if you get him at the 50% off sale like I may do, he is only $150, which cannot really be beat for this awesome prop. Coming in at number 4 now is Grimm. Now Grimm, I think, sets a whole new future for animatronics, motion, and eyes. I love his phrases, and he is just overall an amazing prop. We never really got to see just a good old skeleton prop, just bare naked skeleton, if you know what I mean, like this. So you can even dress him up to go along with your theme of your haunt, and I think he's perfect to put at the entrance of your haunted house, and really is interactive with the kids on trick-or-treating night. So overall, I think he's a great prop and sets a new future to props. Coming in at number 3 is Buzzsaw. Now he came close with my number 2, but I personally like my number 2 a bit more than him, which we will get to next. But Buzzsaw is a very, very cool idea. He is that classic, funny, and scary vibe to him, and the timing with his saw going off and spinning with the phrases really puts the icing on the cake here. He is a little pricey, so he may be a good one to get at the 50% off sale also, along with Mr. Howell. However, I love him, and if you own Punctured Pete or plan to get Pete as seen in stores, he looks really great next to him. Coming in at number 2 is Mr. Dark. I know many of you have him as your number 1 on your list, and he came close to my number 1, but Mr. Dark is absolutely incredible. From his size to his motion. Now, when I first saw him in the Graveyard Shift trailer, did not expect this at all. I did not expect this at all. I pictured him being a very boring, slow-rising prop similar to the creepy animated Rising Doll or the Reaper from 2015-16, as we have not seen one of those types of props in a number of years. What we got, however, is very incredible, and I really love him and hope to get him someday. His price is very fair, if you ask me, as well. I would think he would be more in the $350 to $400 range, but with $250 and a coupon, he actually is a very fair price for what you are getting out of him. Now, before I reveal my number 1, which I'm sure you all know it right now, here are some honorable mentions of online-only props for the 2021 season.
This one's mine! You can have the next one! Forget it! I'm not falling for that again! Fine! We'll share!
And finally, coming in at number 1 is Baphomet. Now, Baphomet and Mr. Dark came very close, of which I wanted to be my number 1 because of the idea and creativity and phrases of Baphomet. He won the race to the number 1 spot. His detail and phrases I really love, and we've never really seen a prop like him ever from Spirit or any Halloween company. When I saw his leak, I thought he was going to be very strange, but after seeing him in videos as of today, as I write this script, I just saw him in stores. I really love him, and he's definitely on my top 5 of all time. I most likely will be picking him up during the 50% off sale and have him in the haunt for next year, but I 100% plan to get him at one point or another, and he earned the lead spot for this year, in my opinion. Well, guys, that is all 19 props in store this year from best to worst. If you're still watching, thanks so much for staying with me. I know this was a long one. Comment your favorite prop below in the comment section, and I will try to get back to you. Thanks for watching, everyone, and happy October. I'll see you in the next Halloween 2021 video. Happy hauntings.